Everyone, welcome back to another video on the Alpha Meteorologist. Today we are going to be tracking Invest 92L, which is turning in the Atlantic, heading on a north. Let me get mark up on. Going west northwest about basically. Let me try to put my Apple Pencil on the charger, even though it is at 100%. It does glitch, so I can use it. But for now, you can see that here it is out in the Atlantic. Basically east of the Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands. Expected to take a northwest trail over basically places like Antigua, maybe even British Virgin Islands, United States Virgin Islands, maybe some of the southern Windward Islands like Martinique. But after Martinique, it is going to be expected to move into Puerto Rico. Maybe could be getting some impacts on this storm based on how the latest track shows, and then expected to basically move that way towards Florida, the Bahamas, and we don't know basically what happens. Basically after this area, and not really knowing what happens with the storm, could take a couple possible trends. But basically, so we could have two possible outcomes with this storm, or Invest basically. Tropical storm Isaias, it would be called if it became a named storm, but I think it's Isaias. I obviously pronounce many things wrong, but hard names, but I'm gonna call it Isaias. It would be Isaias if it became a tropical storm. So we think it's gonna be a tropical storm. We also think it could be a hurricane, actually, maybe even a major hurricane. Probably the chances are maybe low of that, but we don't really know yet what's really happening. So the storm could take two possible basically directions. Sorry, I keep putting my Apple Pencil on there, so let's see if it will work. It's not working, sadly, but yeah, so it can take two possible trends basically, or not trend, I keep calling it trend, not trend, sorry, path. It could either, if it goes up basically like a path sort of like this, maybe even up the coast of the East Coast, maybe impacting Florida. Up the East Coast, this will be the stronger storm. It would be a stronger storm if it took this track, but it can also take a track like this and maybe impact Florida, Cuba, the Florida Keys, maybe dodge the Bahamas going to the Gulf, and maybe Louisiana, Texas. Again, after Hannah, they just got hit with Hannah, but we don't really know which path it's going to take. This would be the weaker path if it took this path. So we hope that it's a really weak storm if it hits, because we don't really want places to get hit. But it is right there, and it is expected to move on a trend basically like that. But yeah, so now that we are done with this image, I will be going into another image, then we'll go into the app, and an app that I have from the National Weather Service, basically, and we'll see basically the satellite and basically all that stuff. But you can see that I took a picture of the satellite, the latest satellite update. You can see some major convection starting to happen on that side of the storm, some happening there, but mostly this area right here, this part, I don't really know what's happening in. The center of the storm is probably somewhere about like right there, probably in the middle of there somewhere, but you can see major convection starting to happen on this side, and some starting to pop up on that side. But okay, so now that we're done with this, let's go into the Hurricane Tracker, National Hurricane Tracker app. I'm not going to rate it right now, but if you look at the Atlantic, here it is. This is the image that I took. Let's look at the outlook. You can see that formation chance for 5 days, 80%. It actually went down a little. It was 90%, but now it's 80%, which means there's a less chance of forming. We still think it is going to form, but formation chance for 48 hours, high, 70%, which is a very high chance. I'm going to read this quickly. For the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, shower activity. It is 850 miles east of the Windward Islands, basically. It is becoming a little better organized, but it seems, however, the low circulation remains broad with a well-defined center of circulation. West-northwestward at 15 to 20 miles an hour as it approaches the Leeward Islands. So I probably just said that the North Islands were the Windward Islands, but they're the Leeward Islands. I don't even know anymore. They're just very confusing. Locally heavy, regardless of development, locally heavy rains and gusty winds are likely across portions of the Leeward Islands on Wednesday and will spread westward to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico Wednesday night and Thursday. If we look at the discussion, that's very long, so I'm not really going to look at that. But if we look at the 92L, if we look at the forecast of this storm, let's look at the forecast. Here's the forecast. You can see most of the spaghetti model, so that it's going to take that northerly trend, which we were talking about, basically go through the Bahamas. One of them has it going straight through Florida into the Gulf of Mexico and towards like Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. But most of them having them going east of Florida. One of them possibly bringing it closer to the East Coast, possibly hitting like places like Boston with that yellow spaghetti model. Could be hit harder than most places. If Boston, basically in the Northeast, is probably going to be one of the cities that get hit worse if it takes that yellow spaghetti model, as it would be basically hitting Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Nantucket, and Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. But the yellow spaghetti model shows that it could make a landfall on the Outer Banks of North Carolina after it goes basically up. But most of the spaghetti models start dying out over the Bahamas. Only two of them show that it'll basically actually go up the East Coast. But let's look at the satellite right now. You can see what I'm talking about, that major convection starting to form. I don't really know what this thing is. I don't know if it's associated with this. You can see that that's not much broad rotation at all. But this is something I don't really know. It's going into South America, so not really something that we should have to worry about, as once it hits the South America, probably it'll dissipate. Trinidad may get hit, but let's look at some other bands right here. You can see, you can't see. Why can't you see anything? That's weird. Okay, there you go. You can see that. You can really see that is the western side is mostly the stronger side, it seems. But yeah, so basically places of the islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Cuba, Florida, East Coast, Gulf of Mexico, Jamaica. We really don't know where it's going to go. We do know that it's going to get that northwestern moving, but it could go south, it could go north, it could go up the East Coast, it could hit Florida, it could dissipate. We don't really know exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it on this video. And yeah, so thank you all for the support. Our last video got 50 views in a day. That is amazing. And I would really appreciate it if you went to subscribe to my gaming channel. It's called Alpha Ranch Plays, and my friends was also a part of this channel. It's hard with 2 R's at the end. I will link both of our gaming channels in the description. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Stay safe.